And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Blake Lively is absolutely losing it. Chelsey Handler obliterated her on live TV, mercilessly dragging her entire legal disaster. Handler mocked it as nothing but a pathetic distraction, even sarcastically thanking Lively for the entertainment.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction.
The entire Hollywood crowd burst into laughter, making it clear that Lively's victim act has completely backfired.
There's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
Blake Lively probably thought she was Hollywood royalty, convinced everyone was on her side, indulging her sob story and nodding along as she played the victim. But that illusion shattered into a million pieces the moment Chelsey Handler took the stage at the 2025 Critics' Choice Awards. This wasn't just a roast, it was a public execution.
Chelsey Handler just roasted Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni in front of a lot of major celebrities at an award show. I don't think Blake Lively is going to like it.
The Critics' Choice Awards are usually just a parade of self-congratulatory speeches and painfully fake humility. But this year, things took a very different turn.
We've been through a lot lately, not just here in Los Angeles, but our entire country. Waking up every day, not knowing what news we're going to hear.
Chelsey Handler completely hijacked the night, transforming it into a brutal takedown of Blake Lively's pathetic PR circus. She didn't just roast, she went in with a flamethrower and torched Lively's entire act. And the best part? Hollywood didn't even blink.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Let's talk about the moment that sent the internet into a meltdown. With her signature deadpan delivery, Chelsey Handler stared straight into the crowd and said, "I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively for the distraction." The reaction? Not gasps, not awkward silence, just pure, uncontrollable laughter. This wasn't just a joke. It was Hollywood's way of telling Lively they've had enough of her victim act. And the most savage part? Handler wasn't done yet.
I think we're all grateful, and I think we're good.
And let's not overlook who was laughing. Emma Stone, Demi Moore, Ryan Gosling, Orlando Bloom, massive A-listers doubled over, clapping, wiping tears from their eyes. This wasn't just casual amusement, this was a message. Hollywood has officially stopped pretending to care about Blake Lively's lawsuit. The industry is over it, the media is over it, and after Chelsey's brutal roast, even her own peers are laughing at her.
I think everybody in this room, no matter whose side you're on, we can all agree to accept that there's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
Blake Lively probably stepped into December 2024, convinced she was about to deliver the performance of a lifetime. In her mind, she was the next fearless female icon, bravely standing up against injustice, taking down the big bad man in a dramatic Hollywood courtroom showdown. But here's what actually happened.
She does make fun of Justin and Blake, but the fact that she's making fun of it at all shows she doesn't believe Blake.
Lively sued Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and masterminding a smear campaign against her. She clearly thought this was her moment, taking him down and emerging as a fearless survivor. Too bad she overlooked one tiny detail. Baldoni wasn't about to roll over and play the villain in her fairy tale victim narrative.
And she decided to file a complaint with the California Human Rights Division. But that was really, I believe, and it is alleged by Justin's lawyers now, just a setup so that she could give the New York Times cover to do a huge hit piece on him.
January 2025 arrives, and Baldoni doesn't just hit back. He goes nuclear. He slaps Lively and Ryan Reynolds with a $400 million lawsuit for defamation and civil extortion. And unlike Blake Lively, he didn't show up empty-handed. He actually brought the receipts.
We'll see what the documents actually say, because that's what we have are documents. Documents actually don't lie. People do. And it's important that everyone sees all of the documents that are involved in the case, because there are people that have been destroyed as a result of the allegations that have been made so far in this case.
Lively's entire lawsuit crumbled faster than her reputation. Leaked texts, behind-the-scenes footage, and emails exposed everything. Her inconsistencies, contradictions, and straight-up fabrications. She twisted the narrative to paint herself as the victim, but Baldoni had something she didn't: the hard proof to shut her down. Chelsey Handler knew exactly what she was doing when she torched Lively in front of the entire industry. This wasn't just a joke, it was a Hollywood-wide statement that nobody is falling for Blake's victim act anymore. Handler didn't have to spell it out and say, "Blake Lively is a liar." The room full of celebrities laughing at her did that for her.
Why are we here, Blake? Because again, you gotta remember, Blake filed this suit, not Justin. Blake filed this suit. And if all of Hollywood is really believing her and Ryan, well, then why are they laughing at this? Because this shouldn't be funny. This shouldn't be funny if we are seriously taking Blake's case so serious, which we're not.
Let's break down how Lively's desperate attempt to control the media completely backfired. She must have sat down with her PR team, convinced they could manipulate the narrative, spin the tabloids, turn Baldoni into the villain, and soak up public sympathy. But Chelsey Handler? She wasn't buying it. And instead of letting Lively's scripted sob story slide, she called her out on the world stage.
I would challenge back. This is absolutely not good for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. To see the Critics' Choice Award, which is a lot of critics and people coming in, it's press and people who review the films or at least hobnob with the studios. They're there trying to be nice to all the celebrities.
Lively's PR team went into overdrive, flooding the media with hit pieces against Baldoni before the lawsuit even made it to court. They worked overtime to ensure the public saw Lively as the brave victim and Baldoni as the irredeemable villain. But Baldoni did something Lively never saw coming. He fought back with actual evidence. And unless Blake suddenly pulls out something groundbreaking to justify her smear campaign, she's done. Because justice deserves Justin. He deserves to clear his name, get his career back on track, and move on without this circus hanging over him. Baldoni didn't just push back, he exposed the receipts. Leaked emails proved that Lively's team had been plotting this hit job from the very start. And if that wasn't messy enough, she dragged the New York Times into it, using them as her personal mouthpiece to push her one-sided narrative. Huge mistake. Because now, Baldoni is suing the publication for $250 million. And guess what? They're scrambling to distance themselves from her sinking ship.
I'm blaming the New York Times for participating with Blake Lively's publicists, part of facilitating the complaint getting filed with the CRD, which is the Civil Rights Division, and knew the complaint was getting filed, encouraged them to file the complaint, had a copy of the complaint before it was filed, and once it was filed, they went with a story and specifically said that those messages were cherry-picked and used out of context. Was there a follow-up phone call? Was there, "Please tell us more"? What do you mean by cherry-picked and taken out of context? There was no investigative journalism done whatsoever. It was a complete reckless disregard for the truth.
Chelsey Handler tore the whole mess apart without even breaking a sweat. With effortless sarcasm, she mockingly thanked Lively for the entertainment. Because, let's be real, everyone already knew the truth. This was never about justice. It was a PR stunt that crashed and burned. And the best part? While Chelsey was roasting her on live TV, Lively was reportedly at home spiraling, doom-scrolling Twitter, watching the world laugh at her downfall in real time. This isn't quite how she imagined it playing out, is it? She thought she could game the system, twist the narrative, play the victim, and waltz away as Hollywood's new feminist icon. Instead, she became a punchline.
And Brian Friedman knows how to fight back against a bully. Trust me. And he started telling everybody Justin Baldoni's side. He told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat. He had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
Blake Lively really thought she had this all wrapped up. She figured she could throw out a bunch of accusations, cry victim, and the world would just blindly believe her. But what she didn't anticipate? Cold, hard evidence ripping apart every single lie. And one of the biggest? That laughable breastfeeding scandal she tried to use against Justin Baldoni.
This shouldn't be funny if we are seriously taking Blake's case so serious, which we're not. No one is, because her case has no evidence. It's complete nonsense.
Blake Lively walked into this mess thinking she had crafted the perfect script. In her mind, she was the fearless Hollywood heroine, taking down the villain, earning public sympathy, and riding the wave of feminist glory. She thought the industry, the media, and the fans would rally behind her, unquestioning and obedient, just because she played the victim card. But reality hit her like a freight train.
She has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it. I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully.
I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
Chelsey Handler's roast was more than just a joke. It was a public reckoning. It exposed exactly what Hollywood was too polite to say out loud. Blake Lively's act was over. The collective laughter of A-listers like Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, and Orlando Bloom wasn't just at the joke, it was at her. That moment alone proved that no one is buying what she's selling anymore. And Justin Baldoni, he didn't just sit back and take the fall. He fought back, and he did it with actual evidence. While Lively's team desperately fed the media their scripted narrative, Baldoni shut it down with leaked emails, behind-the-scenes footage, and cold, hard receipts. He exposed her smear campaign for what it was, a calculated attack designed to destroy his reputation. And instead of Baldoni being canceled, Lively is the one watching her credibility go up in flames.
You know, someone asked me recently why this particular case has seized the world. It was just a perfect act of evil that was almost executed in broad daylight. The press was complicit. They almost got it done.
What's worse, she didn't just ruin her own image. She dragged the New York Times into her mess, weaponizing them as her personal megaphone. That backfired spectacularly when Baldoni hit them with a $250 million lawsuit, forcing them to scramble for damage control. Now, even the media outlets she once relied on are trying to distance themselves from her sinking ship. And where is Blake Lively now? Reportedly spiraling at home, doom-scrolling Twitter, watching the world laugh at her downfall. This wasn't the grand Hollywood victory she had imagined. It was a full-blown disaster. She thought she could control the system, manipulate public opinion, and rewrite the narrative in her favor. Instead, she became Hollywood's biggest punchline. All right, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot. We'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.